chapter of our book, and we have our school board at large. These will appear on everybody's ballot, and we have 3 of the candidates here tonight. We have Sandra Green, Raven Faherty, and Linda Robinson. So I'm going to start pulling out of the bag. Number 1 is going to be Raven Faherty. Number 2 is going to be Linda Robinson, and that means number 3 is going to be Sandra Green.
My name is Raven Faherty, and I'm honestly so glad you guys all came here tonight. I know it's not fun to be here on a Thursday and have to be here till 9 or 9:30 or however long we're going to be here for. Hopefully it's not that late, but I don't have a watch, my phone's off right now. But thank you all for coming here. I want to say thank you to all the candidates too, because it shows their dedication. They care about coming to this event. I do want to say there is a lot of problems that I see in the school system now. First of all, I work for UCPS, so I see firsthand all the stuff that happens in front of us. You have all kinds of crazy stuff that happens. You have custodians that they work there for 10 years and they make $15 an hour. You have electricians that don't get a raise between, actually everybody in maintenance, 2009 to 2017. That's no raises for almost a decade right there. It's crazy stuff that happens. You have these bonds that happen, like for Porter Ridge, for example. That's millions of dollars they put in for this bond. And then they say, we're going to extend the cafeteria. We're going to add those 4 or 6 classrooms. And then they approve it on the ballot. And then they extend the cafeteria and do no classrooms. Or they have this school, for example, Monroe High School, where they said, we're going to add 8 classrooms and 2 teacher workrooms and 2 study rooms. And then they get 6 classrooms done with millions of dollars. That's not much getting done. It's not. You can't blame the current board necessarily, because some of the stuff does happen, and it did happen before some people that were on the board. So it's no hate to the other candidates here or anything. I'm not trying to trash talk or anything, but you have all kinds of mismanagement that just happens constantly. And I want to be the person who gets in there and fixes the budget and fixes these problems that we face for the school board and actually work to make a difference, because you see firsthand what happens when you're an employee here. You know, I've dedicated a bunch of time into this campaigning stuff and learning how to do the politicking or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I was told because I wanted to run for town council, and I did. This is my 2nd election I'm running for, which is wild because I'm 22 years old. I know a lot of you guys want to vote for me because of my age. That's okay, but I hope you do, and I hope you reconsider and think about it, because I do know my stuff. But I go in and I study, got my political science degree. 4 or 5 months, I'll be done with my government administration degree. I sit here and I learn. I get off work, I go to the gym, I come home, and then I sit there and type away on my computer, write essays and read documents, and I sit here and I try to learn. But you have, at the end of the day, a $611 million budget for the school system. Let's say you have 200,000 people in Union County. I'm not sure how many actually are, but it's somewhere around there, around that range, right? And you divide that 200,000 by the 5,000 employees that you have, the 611 million. You're looking at about $3,000, give or take, in tax payments that each person is paying to pay for the employees of the school system. It's a lot to take away when you really sit there and break it down, but I want to be the person that sits there, breaks that down, sees the problems, sees how to fix those problems, and figure out a way to make Union County Public Schools a great school system. It would be awesome to see all our staff, our teachers, be able to make great money and be able to work towards our students and help them become innovative and excellent and great and be able to prosper and be the best they possibly can be. We come from America, a place where we invented the light bulb, we invented the car, North Carolina, the airplane. You have all these great innovations that come out of people, and you have a whole generation where they live with their parents like me, where they can't afford anything, and they struggle to pay for stuff, and then they can't create or do anything. You know, those very few rare people where you actually try to go out and create something for your life, but it's a lot of people are just getting comfortable with not being pushed and not being motivated, and it'll be beautiful to be able to see all our people in our county, all our students, work to actually achieve stuff, and innovate, and be the best they possibly can be. And that's what I want to do. So I hope you vote for me. And I hope you think about this, because I know my stuff, and I know I'm young, but I know my stuff, and I want to help this county because I care about this county. And that's why I'm running for a second time for something, because I want to make a change and be a positive force for this county. Thank you all. God bless you all. Have a wonderful night. I guess I'm coming back out in 2 minutes. Raven Fair. Raven Fair.
Good evening. My name is Linda Robinson, and I'm running for school board at large. I'm new to Tommy Robinson. Excuse me. He is a native of Union County. We have 3 adult children and 2 grandchildren. We've lived here as a family for the last 24 years. My husband is retired military. He served for 34 years in the Air Force. We are active in both the American Legion and the VFW, where I'm treasurer of the auxiliary. I am a lifelong Republican, and I volunteer as a literacy chair for the Sweet Union Republican Women. I am a retired school teacher. I taught for 33 years in the North Carolina public schools, 12 of those being in Union County. I taught math to 6th through 12th graders. I taught pregnant middle schoolers through your high school honor students. My last job was at Border Ridge High School, which I helped open up in 2005 as the math department chair. My education includes, I have a BS in math, I earned my national board certification, and I also have a master's in education with a focus on curriculum and instruction. I am running for school board to be the voice of the teachers. There's a divide right now between the teachers and the school board. Teachers are upset that the Board of Education voted themselves with a 5-4 vote a raise. I will not vote for a raise for myself without first advocating for higher pay for our teachers and our school employees at both the state and the county level. My goal is to open up dialogue to ensure a good working relationship for all the parties that are involved. Our teachers, who led our students to earn a 71 proficiency rating, which is #1 in the state, those teachers and those teachers' assistants deserve nothing less. I am passionate about Union County. I taught in Charlotte-Mecklenburg before coming to this wonderful school system. I love the small town feel. I love sitting beside my neighbors at football games and not being micromanaged by central office, which Charlotte-Meck is very famous for. I want to help the recruitment of teachers and let them know that Union County is a place where they are heard and they are seen. A place where the Board of Education knows their value and they value them. This will attract qualified teachers and help us meet the goal of having a certified teacher in every classroom. And that will help us sustain the growth of the accomplishments, the success that they've already achieved. Some other areas I want to address is the lack of transparency on the Board of Education. The school lunch debt, which has become a big problem, and there's a division between the eastern part of the county and the western part. I've talked to parents on both sides of the county. We need to do something to unite the county. The Board of Education needs a new perspective on how to help the teachers and the students in Union County. I, being a former teacher, am that new perspective. I cannot think of a better resource than someone who has been in the classroom for 33 years, who helped train and guide others in the classroom, who has firsthand knowledge of what it's like day after day to be in that classroom, fulfilling the many jobs that our teachers have to fulfill. They're nurses, they're counselors, they're disciplinarians, they're educators, and there are many more roles that they play. As a teacher, I will have a different perspective on budgeting, policy, and curriculum that no one else will have. I'll be looking through the eyes of the teacher, and I will see what the teachers see and what they need. I'll be able to talk to the staff and speak their language. I will serve our community on the Board of Education with dignity, being level-headed and calm, while also being passionate about our mission to be the best school system in the state. Again, I am Linda Robinson. With my experience, I am the person that the school board needs now. I appreciate your vote, school board at large. Thank you.
Hello. Last but not least. I'm Sandra Green, and when you see me on the ballot, I'm actually Sandra Hernandez Green because that's the name on my driver's license. A little bit about myself. I am originally from New York. Don't let that scare you away because I am a hardcore conservative, extremely patriotic. I love this country. My family is from Argentina, so I am a first-generation American citizen, and I'm very proud of that. And that is a tough thing to deal with these days because of all the situations with ICE, and we have to deal with it all the time. At our school board, every month we get people attacking us left and right. So as a child of immigrants, I know what it's like, and we did it the right way, we did it the legal way, and we're here, and I'm proud, and so just wanted to say that. But like I said, I was born in New York, Long Island, and then I lived in Florida for some time, and now I live here in North Carolina, and my husband, who's back there, hey babe, he is from Unionville, he is a native, and so this is home. I have a daughter who is currently at Border Ridge Middle School, and she has 4 more years left, so that would put me in 4 more years if I have your vote. I also have some stepchildren, they don't live with us, so but she's one of my biggest reasons why I do what I do. And I stand up there and I go every month and take all the attacks that we get all the time. It's really hard to do. I currently serve on the board as District 4, which is a Porter Ridge cluster. I've been honored to serve since 2022. So I'm seeking re-election. I'm pretty loud though, so I don't know. I'm seeking re-election, technically I'm changing seats, at large. I'm not a politician, I know everyone's been saying this, but I really am not. I really don't like politics. I am a mother, I'm a parent like most of you. I just care deeply about our children, our teachers, and our schools. I know that I am loud and extremely opinionated, you all know that, and for those who do know me, and I own that, and I'm proud of it, and that is who I am. But long before I even served on the board, I was out there advocating for our children, fighting for parental rights, fighting against indoctrination and critical race theory. So I was on the other end at the school board meetings, and everyone knows I like to shake my legs a lot when I'm sitting there because I get frustrated when I have to hear these people coming and attacking us. But just so you know, parents, teachers, students will always come first for me. I'm never going to be a puppet for anyone with an agenda that does not serve our community. While I support families that do homeschooling, these are just a couple points with me. While I support families that do homeschooling, I also feel that it's very important that you do what's best for your family. If you want to pull your kids out of school and put them in homeschool, that's your prerogative. However, if we as conservatives all pulled all our children out of public schools, then what are we left with? We are left with crazy liberals who are wanting transgender and pride flags in our classrooms. Our board has fought and made policies to not allow any of these, anything other than a United States flag or a state flag or an armed forces flag in our schools, which is very important. So no pride flags, no Black Lives Matter, none of that stuff. So, whether you like me, whether you don't like me, I stand firm in my beliefs. I've always been a conservative, I'm a lifelong Republican. I love this country, this is my way of serving, and this is how I do it I do this for Union County, I do this for North Carolina, and I do this for my country. So I'm gonna stand firm in my political views. The ones who know me know that I will never shift gears no matter what pressure I get from either side of the aisle, I am who I am. And I also want to just point out really quick that the situation with the stipend increase, let it be known that we always pushed first and foremost for our teacher pay. We are the highest ranked school district with the lowest funding, and it was just something that we, as a board, were looking into. People don't realize the stuff that we go through when we sit up there on the board and are attacked every single month for the most ridiculous nonsense. And you have to have some thick skin to sit up there and deal with that every single month, every day, the emails, the attacks, but I will always stand firm and I will always be that person, and I appreciate your vote. Sandra Green, thank you.
All right, round two. I hope you guys consider voting for me. I really do. All I can say is I put in the research into this stuff, and I love doing it. I love problem solving. I love helping if I can. That's the main reason why I want to get into the politician stuff. Is not to make a name, but to be able to help people. It would be just awesome to me, in my personal opinion, if I was able to do something positive for people. Because God puts us all on this earth, and if you don't do anything with your life, it's just not the best way to do it. I don't know, there's not much more you can say to it than that. You always want to be doing something because God gives you so much opportunity, especially here in America. It's such a great, beautiful country. But just give me a shot. I'll look into everything I can. You got $40-something million that was put into East Elementary for a school to add seven people, to add 7 more people into their school. That's not any more classrooms necessarily, but one. You have $40-something million in that. You got Forest Hills, for example, $1,000 lights were put in instead of basic $20 lights. Or Piedmont Middle School, because I go to all these schools. Piedmont Middle School has ceiling tiles with black mold and tiles falling out of the ceiling and old bulbs instead of LED bulbs. So you're wasting energy. You're not making your school look beautiful. You're letting stuff fall apart. I would love to be able to help with that. I'd love to be able to be a voice that can argue for everybody, for transportation, who just got cut back from a 12-month employment schedule to a 10-month employment schedule. So now these 40-year-old people providing for their families have to get summer jobs. It's ridiculous. So I hope you give me a chance. And thank you all so much for coming out here tonight. I hope you have a wonderful night. Please drive safe home tonight.
Your name?
Raven Fair.
We need the voice of an experienced public school teacher on the school board, one who will be an advocate for the teachers. I have the courage and the boldness to fight for my beliefs. I have the confidence to disagree with you, but I also have the humility to ask questions and admit when I'm wrong. I have the decency to return phone calls and emails. And I have the strength because it all comes from my God. I want to summarize Psalm 33, verses 8 and 9. Let's stand in awe of our God, for what he speaks will come to be. Let's stand firm as together we follow what he commands. I stand before you out of all the other candidates up here on the stage as the only public school teacher. I stand before you as Isaiah stood before God in Isaiah 6, verse 18. Here I am, send me. Send me to build the bridges between the community, the teachers, and the board. Send me to help generate and implement ideas to keep our test scores up. And send me to help unite our county. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here tonight so late. And again, please vote for Linda Robinson, School Board at Large. Thank you.
I have a lot to say, but, well, well, I mean, once again, Sandra Green, Board of Education at large. I really do hope that you choose me to continue to the good fight. Like I said several times already, you know where I stand, you know where I'm never gonna falter on. While I appreciate, some people saying that they're gonna change this and change that, you have to remember that we are a 9-person board, and we do also have a Democrat on that board, and not, even though we're all Republicans, maybe some of us aren't all conservative. So you gotta remember that, where we stand. And while I appreciate having an educator be there, at the same time, I feel like maybe it might be a little too subjective at times, and you need to have outside looking in an objective voice. And that's why I think it's important to have the people we have there. I've been in business for a long, long time. I work uptown. I'm there. I'm a full-time working mom, and I work hard, and I do everything I can, and I will always try to answer your emails, your calls, whenever I can. If I don't have the answer, I'll try and find it. But that's who I am. I am who I am. So I appreciate your vote, starting next week and on December, Sandra Green, Education at Large. Thank you.